Okay. Oh, okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, I needed to get some more money to finish it off. I didn't meet the right people. There were people interested, but they wanted to go down a different direction than I did. Um, and it just things just kept sort of not falling in my favor. It wasn't this domino effect that I'd been lucky enough to experience in the past. Um, and so then I moved back to London for personal reasons and continued to re-record things that I had recorded. Because I produced it all myself, I had everything, it was all in my laptop, and I was able to work on things, and I re-recorded some vocals. I re-recorded some of the guitars, which I played most of the guitars in the album. And so I was able to sort of look at it again, and once I'd finished making it, which was about 5 months ago, once I'd finished everything, I wasn't working on it full time either. I had to do bits and pieces when I could again. And again, I wanted to give it its best opportunity because it wasn't because I funded some of it, but because people, the audience that chose to help me out to make it, because they invested, it was very important that I gave the album the best opportunity that I could. So that again took a few extra months of me really trying every day to build the right team, to maybe get a label on board, to maybe get some PR on board, to have tours set up in place. And things just didn't fall my way. And so it got to the point where about a couple weeks ago where I knew I was coming on this tour, and I knew that I couldn't sit on it any longer. And then, there was a reason maybe that things weren't. I wasn't meeting the right people. So I made the decision to just make sure that it was given back to the people that gave to me in the first place, and because that ultimately is what I made it for. I didn't ever make it for myself, or I make it for people that are interested and support me. And so I knew it was about time, and so I put it out, even though even that didn't quite work. iTunes seemed to there's a review process which I've found out that about 3% of music that go through iTunes fall into this review process, and it's completely random. And so my EP has fallen into that.
Of course.
Of course. But which is not a bad thing. And when I say things didn't fall my way, things are still going my way. Things are wonderful, and in no way is a complaint. In no way do I think there's any bad luck involved. I think it's just. I think I wrote this on the other day. I think it's just going to be in stages, and I'm lucky enough to have an extraordinarily loyal and passionate group of people that follow my music and me, and I think that we all made it together, and we can all get it heard and continue to have it grow. And just because you got the album a couple of days ago doesn't mean someone can't in a year's time discover it, and that opens up a whole new possibility, a whole new realm of possibility and stuff. So that's why it took so long, because I wanted it to have its best opportunity. But there came a point where to sum it up, I could have done that in a sentence.
Okay. How did you want something to drink? How did you choose the songs for the album? And did that change during the process?
Yeah, definitely. I recorded 15 songs, and the ones that didn't quite make the cut to the album, that was pretty apparent early on in the recording process that they weren't going to really. I chose the songs. A lot of the new songs I kind of had half written, and I wanted to write the rest in the recording process. I chose the songs that just meant something to me, and the songs that I thought were the strongest, really. I mean, there were a bunch of songs I wanted to re-record. Like I had a list of like 40 songs. Some of them I'd recorded in the past, some of them were new, but it wasn't right for this time. I wanted an album that I could sort of say was personal, and I wanted something that I wasn't trying to find, like, I didn't want to be like, okay, well, this is what people are listening to now, so therefore let's make music like that. Like, I wanted to make sure that it was just as raw and honest as I could, but it still comes out like sounding like a produced piece of turd. I don't understand how that happens. It must be me. I wanted it to be a lot more raw, and it still comes out sounding quite shiny. So I don't get. It must be me. I don't know. Anyway, what was the question?
The question was how
did I
do you pick them?
Yeah, I guess they showed themselves.
Okay.
I didn't really.
Mm-hmm.
They showed themselves.
Okay. What inspires your songwriting?
I think, people, me, I inspire it. My experiences and people inspire it. There's a song called "She Came Back from the Dead," which is inspired by an old man sitting in his house by himself, and his wife coming back, and and telling him to not give up because he's feeling sad for himself. It's a really simple song, but I met a guy that was his story, and so I was like, oh, well, of course. Wounded was another story of someone that I had lunch with in the north of England, and she's a wonderful lady. And that wasn't her story exactly. It's partly mine as well. Partly a bunch of other people that I know and love and whatever have felt a piece of that song at times, maybe. And so yeah, it's just wherever the inspiration comes from, things that are immediate to me usually. Yeah.
You've put some of your older songs on the album.
Yeah, like She
one of
Moves
them,
Me,
yeah,
Too Far Gone.
and Too Far Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do that? As in, like you've never. I've only ever heard you play those songs live.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the reason why you decided you want them on the album?
Yeah, I wanted to give them a chance to be recorded how I always wanted them recorded. I think She Moves Me came close to how I always imagined it. Too Far Gone still didn't quite. It was closer to how I've had it in my head. But I'm okay, thank you. Yeah, it's closer. I wanted to give them a chance. Sorry, people are chatting. I wanted to give them a chance to be recorded, and also with She Moves Me, I just really love the simplicity of that song. I love the sentiment of that song, and I wanted it to be on my album. Too Far Gone, I always wanted a chance to do my own version, and 7 or 8 years later I did. And I felt that was enough time.
It was.
Yeah. And it's a really nice song.
It is. It's
nice
really
song.
beautiful, and I actually do like it more than the other version.
Oh well, that's nothing to do with me.
No, I know.
No, I mean,
it's
as in,
just
yeah,
personal preferences.
Yeah, no, that's very kind of you to say.
It's probably because I love your voice more.
Oh well, that's also very kind of you to say.
Okay,
I love his voice more.